Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to Drinking and Filming. Pull up a chair, and today I want to try this Elijah Craig bourbon that I picked up today. Not to be confused with Elijah Wood, aka Frodo. Right now, as everybody knows, we're washing our hands because this coronavirus going around. So I did not go to the store. I just want to make that clear. I did not actually go to the store today because I don't think that's a great idea right now with what we're dealing with. But if you have Instacart, at least in Florida, where I live, South Florida, BJ's and Publix liquors is available there. So I'm really by no means an expert on bourbon or whiskey. I really just started like last year on this journey, I call it, because since I started, I've been trying out different ones and different types, blended, single, bourbon, scotch. But I've been wanting to try this one, Elijah Craig, Kentucky Straight Bourbon. So they label this kind of like the father of bourbon, Elijah Craig. It's really from 1986 is when it began, and everything that I've read has said that they dubiously give Elijah Craig that distinction of being the father of bourbon. He was a Baptist minister, and he lived in, just checking my notes here real quick, he lived in a part of Virginia, which later became Kentucky. He was a Baptist preacher, educator, and entrepreneur, and when he got there, he started making bourbon in the way that they make it now, and some places they said he was the first, but really that a lot of other things you read, there was maybe even dozens of other people making bourbon in the same fashion. So it looks really cool on a bottle, to say that, but from everything I've read, including the wiki, it's not true. It comes with this little tag that says small batch bourbon, San Francisco World Spirits Competition, double gold, 2008. This signature bourbon bears the name of Reverend Elijah Craig, a bourbon pioneer who is credited with being the first distiller to age. They don't think they give him the credit to age his whiskey in char oak barrels. Year after year, Elijah Craig is consistently recognized as one of the best bourbons by whiskey connoisseurs and industry experts. I'll be the judge of that. Now, this is the first time I just do like a tasting. Usually, I just get these and I drink them with whoever's around. My friends. My old man. So here they say he's the first to char oak barrels made in true small batches for balance and smoothness. 47% alcohol, 94% proof. It's a cool bottle. Reminds me a little bit of the Woodford Reserve bottle, which is kind of like a shorter. Actually, I have one handy here that's been beaten to death because that's one of my favorites. There's barely enough even for a tasting, but it's kind of like shorter, thinner, but something similar. This is excellent. If you've never had it, give it a try. I recommend it. That's like my go-to. Alright, so I always drink this. I always drink whiskey or scotch or bourbon on the rocks, but I know you're supposed to try it without anything. So I'm definitely a rookie doing this, so if I'm making any mistakes, if there's anything I should be doing, let me know in the comments. I want to learn. That's part of the reason why I'm doing this. So let's take a sniff. And I know I need the right glass. I need one of those what's the name? It's escaping me right now. Is it? I want to say McLaren, but I know that's not it. Anyways, it's a glass that kind of looks like this. This came in one of my gift sets. All right, so let's see what we smell here. Smell like some fruit, maybe. Definitely smells strong. Well, the 94 proof would tell you that, right? That's probably one of the higher proofs that I've gotten. What's the good old Woodford over here? that I usually drink. 90 proof. Alright. This may just be smelling too strong for me to pick up. And take a sip. Does feel thick. And like some caramel taste to it. Does it say the ingredients? Let's see what it says. Distilled and bottled by the Elijah Craig Distillery Company, Bardstown, Kentucky. Okay, no, it does not give me any ingredients. Alright, I got my old trusty ice over here to try it the way that I usually do, which is on the rocks. Let the rules be damned. There's 5 types of Elijah Craig bourbon. So there's the small batch, which is this one. There's a 12-year-old small batch, which is around 125 to 140 proof. Wow, that you probably need to be real careful with. Then there's the 18-year single barrel, which is 90 proof. 23-year-old, I don't have the prices on these. This was about 36 bucks. It's a 750 bottle. Then you have something that apparently is only available in the private section. Sorry, that's the small batch. They have something called Elijah Craig Barrel Select. It's only available at the distillery gift shop. That's something I really like to do when they go down to some of these distilleries and check them out. They had a 12-year-old small batch that was discontinued, a 24-year-old single barrel that was discontinued, and then 21 and a 22-year. See, that softened it up big time for me now. Much smoother. See if I can look it up real quick, the ingredients, because I'm tasting like some type of caramel or honey. Could that be? Let's look it up real quick. So yeah, before this thing started, I went out and I got a Buffalo Trace and I got a Woodford Reserve, and it's been a long quarantine. You know, those, they kind of took their beating, so to speak. I should have done this before, but I really didn't want to be, what do you call that, biased based on what I had read, or I haven't really watched any reviews. I honestly just saw the bottle, it looked cool, I read a little bit about it, I liked the name, I liked the story, and I said, let's give this a try. These things where you have to put your date of birth is so silly, because first of all, if a kid really wanted to get in here, I mean, I'm pretty sure they know how to figure out what year they got to put in. Alright, so I'm on ElijahCraig.com. We're aged to perfection, it says. It's really smooth. Every time I do one of these, I'm going to give it a grade from 1 to 10. 10 being, you know, obviously the best. So these used to be 12-year. They used to be all have a 12-year statement in the beginning. And they're made in Heaven Hill, distillery, but they eventually dropped that age statement, and now you just have this one with no age statement. Since 2013, they've released there's been 3 releases per year, for a total of 17 releases. So, you know, when you see like that sticker, some of them are numbered, like the Woodford is numbered. When I get it, you know it's true that they're small batch for a reason. Okay, let's give this one more try. The ingredients. So, corn, barley, rye, and wheat, which are then ground according to our recipe known as mash bill. It's pretty damn good. And I usually judge one after I have like a couple, you know. I'm still kind of new to this, so that, you know, for many years I wanted to get into whiskey, and that first sip that I would take would be like fire going down my throat, until my brother-in-law bought me a Macallan, and he told me, look, if you don't start getting into whiskey with this, you probably never will. And he was right. I did after that. That's my go-to scotch right now. Man, I would probably give this a 7. I would order it at a bar, and I probably would buy the bottle again if I could. All right, guys. If there's anything you want me to review that you can recommend, let me know. I'm really into whiskey, bourbon, but you know, I'll drink other stuff too: tequila, beer. You can check out the other channel I have called Young Bucks Old Goats, where we do a podcast on different subjects, and there's some tastings on there. We did a beer tasting recently, and we'll probably be doing like a whiskey tasting or something there. So, all right, dude, 7 out of 10 for Elijah Craig here. Small batch bourbon. I can recommend it. Good to drink. All right, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.